What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so there's a lot of concern on social media regarding the condition of former NBA player and basketball Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, as pictures of him in a hospital bed began to circulate on the internet. These are not fake images. These are real. Shaquille O'Neal has been hospitalized, but according to TMZ and newer sources, we now know why he was hospitalized. Shaquille O'Neal sparked concern after sharing a photo of himself in a hospital bed on Sunday, but TMZ Sports has learned the NBA legend simply needed to fix a nagging injury, and he's now doing okay. Our sources tell us that the 51-year-old went under the knife over the weekend to have an issue with his hip corrected, and everything went according to plan. We're told he's already on the mend. In a caption Shaq posted along with the photo, he tagged his NBA on TNT colleagues, Ernie Johnson and Candace Parker, saying even though he couldn't be at work, he was still tuning in to the show. "Miss y'all," he wrote. Parker, a two-time WNBA champ, responded, "Love you, big fella." It's unclear when Shaq will return to his TV gig. Our sources say there's no set time frame, but in discussing the upcoming procedure earlier this month on his podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq, he seemed to say he had April 16th in mind for when he could be active again. He added on the podcast he was going on a diet to get shredded after the surgery and eventually reveal an 8-pack. Speedy recovery, Diesel. These are some of the things that NBA players have to deal with, especially players in the past when the game was more physical. And even today, guys, these players, after they play so long, their bodies go through a lot. If you notice, Shaq, Kenny, Charles, these guys played, Kenny played, 10 years? 11 years? Barkley played 16 years. Shaq played 19 years. And you notice they walk funny. I mean, these guys go through a lot of physical trauma. And that's the price that they played, that they paid for playing. Hard, in a more physical era, playing for so long, game after game. That's why, it's so important to fans. It's so important for fans to see these guys get their flowers, because these guys played a lot of times when they were hurt, man. They weren't always feeling 100%. And this hip issue probably comes from a number of factors when it comes to Shaq. It's probably partially basketball related. It's partially probably size related, maybe even weight related. I mean, Shaq is a guy that has walked around weighing over 400 pounds. When you're a big dude, your body can go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm a big guy. I mean, when I say big, I'm a big dude. And as I've gotten into my late 30s, early 40s, I'm starting to have some things that were starting to bother me. First 36 years of my life, never had any issues with my back. Then all of a sudden I started noticing, if I sit down for a little bit, get up, tightness in my back. Then when I was 39, tore ligaments in my back, bending over just to tie my shoes. Tore them motherfuckers. Then I started having problems with sciatica when I got into a car accident. Still bothered with sciatic nerve pain to this day. Started having a problem with my hip a little bit myself last 2 years. Because I fell one time when I was 38, fell right on my hip on top of 12 inches of snow and a layer of ice when we had a snowstorm right here. So this is just going through regular life shit. So you can just imagine the wear and tear these basketball players go through. So, best wishes to Shaq on the recovery. Tell me what you guys think.